Hi and welcome to day 6 of our 90 days data analytics challenge. I'm super excited to have you back. Today we are just going to reflect on some of the things we've discussed and talk about understanding business problem in data analysis. How can you understand business problem when you are given? Data analysis is not just about creating dashboard. You solve problem, basically that's what you do. I don't know why people think it's just about creating dashboard. So today we'll be discussing how you can understand some of these business problems and the best approach to solving the business problems. Let's get started. So first, understanding the business problem itself is key. You cannot solve what you don't understand, right? You have to understand that business problem you're trying to solve. So, and we already said in our previous classes, I already told you that data analysis is not just about the numbers or creating graphs alone. It's about us solving real world business problem or general problem. It might not be just business alone, it could be personal problems and all of that. So before you touch your data, there are some questions you need to ask yourself to be sure that you understand the business problem. You ask yourself, what decisions are we trying to make? Okay, so from they gave you a business problem. Now you are sitting back to just ask yourself, what decision are we trying to make? Then you note it out, you write it out. Okay, we are trying to do this. That means you already understand a part of the business problem. Another question you ask yourself is, what problem are we trying to solve? All right. What decision are we trying to make and what problem are we trying to solve? Right. And also, you have to understand that the clearer the problem, the better the solution. If you don't understand the problem, you are just assuming that that's the problem. You're also going to assume the solution. But if you have a deep understanding of the problem that you are trying to solve, then you have a better solution to provide to your stakeholders. All right. So, what is the role of a data analyst in solving business problem? All right. So, as a data analyst, you translate their business question into analytical question. They are going to give you a general business question like, Oluwatosin sales dropped last month. Why? So I will be the one to translate it into analytical questions like, okay, so I'm gonna draft out plans and everything like that. I'm the technical person, remember. My stakeholder is a non-technical person. They just need an answer to their questions, right? So, and you also have to know what success looks like for the business. So if you answer their business questions correctly, what will success look like for them? Right. So you have to also choose the right data and tools to answer those questions. Like I said earlier, this is just like a recap of everything that we've said earlier, right? With some additions, right? So you have to choose the right data and tools to answer those questions. Remember, we talked about the data analysis process where we talked about ask, prepare, process. So the prepare phase is where you choose the right data set. I hope you remember that. So you also have to tell the stories behind the numbers clearly. You don't just say that Kano is the location where we have low sales. No, that's not. You have to tell a story with the insights you gain from that data set. Okay, so let's move on. So, what are the types of business problems data analysts solve? It could be operational, them asking you, how can we reduce delivery time? So I've worked on a project for a logistics company where they wanted to reduce their shipping time and cost, right? So that is one of the problems you're going to solve. They are just going to ask you that, how can we reduce shipping cost, and then give you the data set. Then you brainstorm, you really want to do the brainstorming, try to get the right data set to answer the question, trying to think of technical ways to answer the business question the stakeholders have asked, right? So it could be financial also. They could ask you that, why are profits dropping? Why is the profit dropping? Why are we not making profit? So it could be a direct question like that. You be the one to do the brainstorming, go into the data set, but it's not so hard to do. At the end of these 90 days, I'm sure you'll be confident enough to do all of these things, right? So it could be marketing, it could be products. They may want to know that they may want to know the product users use the most, right? So these are some of the type of business problem you solve as a data analyst. An example is your stakeholder asking you that, "Hi Tosin, can we know why sales dropped in the last quarter?" Something like that. Then I'll be the one to look for the answer to that question in a storytelling format, remember. So remember to always ask the right questions. Right question like, who is facing the problem? All right. When did that problem start? What has already been tried? Is there any possible solution that they've tried before, so that you can put that into consideration? So that will not be the same answer you are giving them, right? And what does success look like? So you don't just start analyzing, you first have to understand the context. And that's the emphasis I've been laying since morning. All right. So you can ask smart questions, like smart, make it measurable, actionable, relevant, and time bound questions. So instead of asking that, why is revenue low? You can ask, what region experienced the largest percentage drop in monthly sales between Q1 and Q2? That is a smart question, instead of just asking a general, non directional question like, why is revenue low? You understand? So those are some of the things you have to understand when solving business problems as a data analyst. I don't want to choke you today, because if you started this course on a Monday, then I believe today will be Saturday. So, and Saturday is weekend. We need to have fun. So that's why I'm not making today's class very bulky, because I want you to also take out time to recap everything we've said and understand it clearly, so you can enjoy your weekend, right? But I'm still going to have you here tomorrow, Sunday. I'm sorry, it's not my fault. We are trying to become a data analyst in 90 days. Okay, so let's just recap everything we said now. So the first thing is, the quality of your analysis depends on your understanding of the business goals. Remember that, right? You have to understand the business goals to give a quality analysis, right? Asking smart and clear questions will save you time and effort. If you don't ask smart questions and clear questions, trust me, you're going to finish the analysis, then come back to the beginning stage of the data analysis process, because your analysis will not make sense to the stakeholder. You will not answer the question they asked you if you don't ask smart and clear questions at the beginning of the project. And lastly, you have to put at the back of your mind that you are not just a data person, you are a business problem solver. So get ready for tomorrow, day 7, where we are going to be exploring data cleaning. And don't forget, if you want to join a paid community where you're going to be mentored, you have people to interact with, talk to on this journey, check the link in this description to join the paid community. I'll see you on the next series. Bye.